Parenting isn't one size fits all, especially in a country as beautifully diverse as Nigeria. Each home tells its own story, shaped by culture, experience, and love. Hello, my name is Emilia, and you're welcome to Heart of Home, where we explore the many ways Nigerian parents nurture, guide, and grow strong, confident children. Today, we will dive into balancing discipline and affection in modern parenting with a special guest whom is navigating that journey. Joining me in the studio today is Mrs. Adenike Ijoma. You're welcome, ma.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here again.
Again, yes.
Yes.
You look so beautiful.
Thank you. The postpartum beauty.
I know, right? Anyway, you're welcome to our studio.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Okay, without wasting time, please, can you introduce yourself to our audience?
Okay, so my name is Adenike Ijoma. I'm a social media manager, educational consultant, and a mom of 2 beautiful children.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Okay, let's not waste time.
Yeah.
You already know what we're talking about today, which is balancing discipline with affection in modern parenting. Please, can you tell us what you understand by this?
Okay, so I will say I'm still new in this parenting journey, basically just 3 years. My first is going to be 4 this year.
Yeah.
And so far, it's been a roller coaster. I'm still trying to navigate this parenting journey. But in a way, I'm trying to break the cycle of what we knew or how we were, how our parents raised us and the current modern day parenthood. So we are still trying to find a balance, right? But it's not a day's journey. It's a journey, a lifetime journey that you embark on. So far, it's been pleasant. It's been beautiful. It's been heart-wrenching, but we got this. We got this.
Okay, so how do you define healthy discipline in today's parenting world, especially given how much has changed? How much has changed to how our parents raised us?
Okay, so for me, healthy discipline is not about rigid control or punishment.
Okay.
As a mom of 2, I try to find a balance. I try to find a way to raise my children to be more problem-solving and empathetic, right? And they should also know that there is a place for, there's consequences. Every action, there is a reaction and there are consequences, right? And also we open room for communication, like our previous, our parents, let me use the word, our parents of those days, there was no room for communication. It is do as I say or you keep quiet. But right now, I think discipline should not just be what we know before of Cain, you kneel down. No. There should be open room for communication, open room for problem solving, knowing that they should know that once there is an action, once there is a rule, there should be like a why behind every rule. If you say, don't touch this thing, explain the reason why you shouldn't touch this thing. There should be a reason. There should be a why behind it. And there should be, if you do this, these are the consequences, right? Not every time punishing, flogging, using abusive words and all that. So I think for me, that is healthy discipline. Healthy discipline consists of communication, making them know that there's always a solution, problem-solving skills, and a reason behind every rule.
Wow. That's interesting, especially considering when we used to hear spare the rod and spoil the child. Yes. In your opinion, do you think we're moving in a better direction with this new parenting style?
Well, there is a thin line between our old parenting style and the new parenting style. If there are no boundaries, if there are no structure, we can actually spoil the child. You understand? So I think what I would advise, or my opinion would be, create a structure. There should be, in every home, there should be a structure. A structure dynamic to your own parenting style, right? A little bit of this, a little bit of that. 50-50. It shouldn't just be one way, it should be a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And I know most people have actually abuse or misunderstand the word spare the rod and spoil the child. we are
Some
not
people
saying
think
you
it's
should.
about beating.
No, no, because we know how it was for us. Now we got used to the beating.
Beating, yes.
At all, I beat you go beat me.
Abi?
At all, I
What's the
beat
worst
you.
that
What's the worst that will happen?
happen?
You know, when you know that you spoil something, I know that, oh, I know I will get 4 strokes of cane. I know I will get. But right now, I don't think we should raise children with that kind of mindset, right?
Okay.
Because we the millennials, I would say most of us are dealing with trauma.
A lot.
And
A
that
lot.
trauma response, right? We are tilting to the other edge, which is we don't want to discipline the children because of we are traumatized. We are thinking of breaking the cycle.
Yeah.
But we will know that it's a trauma response.
Yeah.
Don't beat my child. It's a trauma response. You're giving your child everything he or she asks for. It's a trauma response. Right? You won't know, but it's a trauma response. So I think we need to just find a way to find a balance, create a structure, and healthy boundaries.
Okay. Thank you so much. So, do you believe that showing excessive affection can make a parent appear soft? And how do you personally establish boundaries while maintaining connection
I don't
with
think
your children?
Yeah,
of
I
course?
don't think there is a word like excessive affection. Right? I know. I don't think so. I think if you don't, no, initially I talked about structure. If you don't have a structure, right? If you don't have boundaries, if you don't raise emotional, intelligent children, they can easily manipulate you. Children are manipulative.
Very, very.
They are manipulative. They will gaslight you and emotionally manipulate you.
Yeah.
But having a structure tends to keep that in check. You understand? They tend to keep that in check. They know that when mommy says, don't touch this, you will not touch it.
Yeah.
Does she love me? They know. They know that they're aware of the fact that you love them, but they know that you are firm. So when I tell my son, you're not going to watch your tab this period, I love you, but no tab.
No tab.
You understand?
Yeah.
And I'm firm with it. He knows better than, even if he cries, no tab. Right? You might think they are still little. You might think, because my mom will say that you start from that age to establish your presence, to establish your firmness from the age of 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
You establish your firmness. Now they know what you can take and what you cannot take. Right? So too much affection, there's nothing like too much affection. You know, they are children, they need it. It helps with their mental health. It helps with their confidence. They know that mommy loves them, daddy loves them. Right? When you withhold those things, they tend to look for it outside.
True.
They tend to look for it outside. So letting them know that you love them, but you are firm with whatever rules you place down. Yeah.
I love that balancing of being firm yet warm.
Yeah.
Have you ever struggled with that during a specific moment?
Being firm, right? Yes. Especially when I am overstimulated with work and overwhelmed, and there is already a laid down rule. But because I want to just have my peace. I might be pushed to want to break the rule, right? And the mommy instinct of, he's crying, you just want to let go. But when I remember that if I break this rule, I will continue breaking this rule, right? And they know. They know that they can, if they get the hint that they can get away by crying, they will want to continue. So I'll just tell myself that, okay, you know what? We will stick to this, but we'll find an alternative.
Okay.
Right? So I tend to okay, what are the other things we can engage in? So I don't break that rule. It's easy. It's an easy way to break the rule. But the consequences is that I'll keep on breaking rule. He will think that I'll be able to, he will think that at every cry or at every tantrum, I will bend. Right? So
kids know how to get
they know,
you.
of course they do.
Know how
they
to
do.
Get you.
So what I do is that I create an alternative. Okay, let's scribble. Okay, let's go and play. Let's ride bicycle. What else do you want to do? So I tend to create an alternative, right, to keep them engaged.
Wow. So what discipline techniques have you found effective that don't involve yelling and punishment?
Okay, so the thing is, yelling, there are days I yell. I won't lie. I yell. But I am trying to do better because it creates some form of resentment in the heart of the child. I remember, and I think I'm not speaking for myself alone, I remember then growing up as a child, when I'm being flogged or punished, I will say a manner of things in my heart, but I know I cannot say it out.
Is she really my mother?
This is my father. I hate you. You know, I will say the
and
things
if
in my
they're
heart.
not beating your other sibling the same way they are punishing
You
you,
will think
start
that they
asking
hate
a
you.
lot of
Yes,
questions.
yes. So I tend to try as much as possible not to yell. Right? I try not to have, like, what my husband does is he doesn't let you know the punishment that will come. So if he spoke to you yesterday, today he might spank you. Or tomorrow, he might, if you're crying for a particular food, he will buy a lot of it. Sit down and eat it.
And you must finish it.
You must finish it. You know, so it's dynamic. We don't have a one rule or one way punishment, right? So I tend to change, and each child are different.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's some kids that once you speak to them, they listen. Don't shout. So I think identifying what works for child A and child B will help you find a way to, like, okay, this is the relatable punishment, or this is the discipline that suits this child and is tailored to this child. So I tend to just find a balance, and according to the will I say crime, because those children those little ones, but it depends on the things, the actions or the mistakes that they make. If it's a one time or first time mistake, I don't yell. I try not to yell. I try not to shout. I'll call you and speak to you that what you did is wrong. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. But once it's continuous, I will want to put some measures in place to curb it.
Well, that's an excellent tip, especially for parents trying to break out from the cycle of shouting and spanking. Okay, so that brings me to my next question, which is, how can two parents with different discipline styles align, especially when one is more lenient and the other is stricter?
Okay, so before I and my husband got married, we talked about parenting, and I actually told him that I don't want us to be a bad cop, good cop, right?
Which is very
bad. Because I saw it happen. I did it as a child, right? My dad was a good cop. My mom was the bad cop.
I think parents and moms are always the bad cop.
Yes. When my mom is disciplining me, I tend to run to my dad, and my dad will put a stop to it. So even if I did something very bad, I will still feel I'm in my rights. She's not supposed to beat me, because if dad can come and save me, that means I didn't do bad. You understand? So I saw how that made my mom feel towards me, right? And I saw how it made me not realize that my mommy was trying to groom me to be a better person, right? So getting into marriage, I and my husband spoke about it, and I was like, see, when I'm disciplining this child or children, don't come in. I won't harm those child. I won't beat them to the point of injury and all that. Give me time. If you have reservations, wait until I am done. Then we talk about it.
And privately,
right? We talk about it. And when the child comes to you to say, Mommy did this. Mommy beats me, don't mind Mommy.
Ask question.
What did you do? I'm sure Mommy won't beat you. And it's not just in the home, even in school. When kids come and say, my teacher flogged me, don't be quick to react. Don't be quick to run to school and say, what happened? Why did you beat my child? I'm not sure. Yes, I know that there are bad teachers out there, right? But I've been in the educational system for 12 years. So I know that a character of a child in the house
is different from
the character of the child in the school.
True.
Right? You can hit there's a proverb in Igbo that says, you don't defend the child at your back, because the child would have plucked banana without you knowing. The only child you can hit your chest and say, my child cannot do it, is the one in the womb. Once that child has come out, don't say, I know my child. You don't totally know what your child is doing outside.